Hello and welcome to Only Connect. And if you'd like to come along and be in the live audience for the show, then please drop us a line via the website. I mean, it'll be slightly weird because we don't have a live audience for the show. There isn't a great crowd of people here not laughing at the things I say, apart from the crew. But you can stand with them. The cameramen, they won't mind. They haven't got much to do. They're just standing around, standing. We're not making Lord of the Rings, although sometimes it looks like it. Let's meet the teams. On my right, Ian King, a French and Russian graduate who's listed in the Guinness Book of Records along with 2,275 colleagues for standing on one leg. Tim Harrison, a communications consultant who used to be a heavyweight boxer. And their captain, Tim Hall, a former accountant who successfully predicted a woman's pregnancy using tarot cards. All fans of Inspector Morse, they are the detectives. Now, you lost your last game against the escapologists. How competitive are you feeling about tonight's match?
We're going to be absolutely massively competitive, as long as that's all right with everyone else.
Terrifying. The opponents you're scaring tonight are, on my left, Rob Cromitty, a former archaeologist who enjoys writing Latin poetry. Aidan Sproat-Clements, a head of mathematics who designed his own wedding stationery using fractals. And their captain, Dan Sproat-Clements, a housemaster who recently enjoyed a wine-tasting trip to Chablis and ended up attending a wedding reception with the vineyard's owner. All working at Wellington College, they are the Beaks. You lost your last game against the Belgophiles. Has that rattled the confidence? How's the team?
There wasn't much confidence to begin with, so, yes, whatever there was there has now safely run away and hidden in the corner.
Well, we tossed a coin to see who'd be going first in this match. Detectives, you won. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Can we have water, please?
Water. Good luck, both teams. Someone has to go home tonight. I hope it's neither of you, but I'm hoping in vain. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. Right, that is the effect whereby stupid people don't realise they're stupid. OK. It's possible the first one is very similar, but should we go for another one? Yeah. Next, please. That's where you're committed to your level of incompetence. So they're all maxims, or sort of... Outside, yeah, they're all sort of psychological effects, psychological observations of how people behave. To do with intelligence. Yeah.
They're all psychological observations about the way people act to do with their intelligence. So, the Peter Principle, people are promoted to the level of their incompetence. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when stupid people don't realise that they're stupid.
I'm minded to accept it.
That's very good for you.
I really want to hear incompetence rather than intelligence or stupidity, but you're in the right zone and I think you know what these things are. You didn't need to see the last one, Dilbert Principle. What's that?
No. Is it something to do with the cartoon, Dilbert?
Yeah. And the pointy-haired boss, presumably.
I don't know if it's to do with the cartoon. I know what it is. The idea is you promote somebody higher up the chain because the higher up they are, the less damage they can do. Right. So you keep the incompetent people.
I don't know what you're implying.
But at the lower levels where people do the real work, you keep the competent people. And yes, the Peter Principle is people rising to the level of their incompetence. Similar idea, really. Putt's law is sort of negative selection. People who understand what they don't manage and manage what they don't understand. The Dunning-Kruger effect. I think, as you said, yes, my notes say a cognitive bias in which low-ability individuals suffer from illusory superiority, assessing their own ability as higher than it really is. We all know one of those. I can literally see the cameramen nodding. Do you know what it's inspired by, that study?
People called Dunning and Kruger.
No, I think they were the people that did the study. No, it was a man who robbed 2 banks and he covered his face in lemon juice.
Because he thought it makes invisible ink or something like that.
Exactly so. Because you could make invisible ink, he thought his face wouldn't be picked up by CCTV. So well done, you get 2 points. Beaks, what would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. These are going to be picture clues. Something connects them. What is it? Time starts now.
Next, please. Next. Demi something.
You also get 2 points for coming in after 3 clues. Well done. I'll show you the last clue and tell me what...
Demi-John.
Demi-John is the last one. What are the other pictures?
The first is a demi-tasse.
That's right.
Cup and a demi-semiquaver.
That's right. The second one, a demi-lune. A demi-semiquaver, which is a 30-second note. Do you know what you call a 512th note?
Give him a second.
A hemi-demi-semi-hemi-demi-semi-quaver. All demi-somethings. Well done. Back to you, detectives, for a choice.
Can we have twisted flax, please?
Yes, you can. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Used to be the same country.
Next, please.
Used to be the same country. Used to be one united as well. Japan. Do you want to go for another one? Just to be certain.
Next, please.
I think there's... No, it's until... Let's go for it, shall we?
They all used to be one entity.
I'm afraid they did not. So I'm going to show the last clue to the Beaks for a possible bonus.
No. No.
No, you don't know.
Got it now.
What is it?
Straits.
They're straits. Straits and the countries that they separate. So the Denmark Strait separates Iceland and Greenland, Korea Strait, South Korea and Japan, and so forth. What do you find at the western end of the Denmark Strait?
Denmark?
You find the North Atlantic Circulation Pump. What is the North Atlantic Circulation Pump?
An area of rising hot water that keeps the Atlantic spinning the way it should?
I mean, in a way, it's the world's highest waterfall, but it's underwater.
Okay.
And the difference in temperature means that...
That's right, you get temperature differences. Isn't that weird, though? I think it's sort of cheating for a waterfall to be underwater, because how do you get to go and look at it? That's what you'd find at the western end of the Denmark Strait. So no points there. Beaks, your turn to pick a hieroglyph.
Lion, please.
Lion. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. Somebody's going to go in the middle of the two of them, maybe. Next, please. The anagrams of... the anagrams of...
Yeah. They are anagrams of your only connect hieroglyphs.
They are anagrams of hieroglyphs. Very well done. I'm going to show you the last clue. What are they anagrams for?
Sorry.
Water, lion,
Two
horned
reeds
viper,
and horned viper.
two
That's
reeds.
right, the first one, horned viper. Ed Towers is two reeds. Loin is lion. ET War, water. Shall I tell you some others?
Please.
All very appropriate. Horned viper, no perv hired. If only, if only, is what I'd say to that. You can also make hide porn rev and hen provider. Eye of Horus, house foyer. Twisted flax, fits lewd tax. All anagrams of hieroglyphs used on Only Connect. Very well spotted. Detectives, what would you like?
Can we have two reeds, please?
Two reeds. OK.
We'll never change
Do you never know, dear?
the way it's been.
That's...
Next, please.
Wash the dishes while you go have a beer.
Next, please. Number one. Next, please. Are they all NFL teams?
Very well done. What did we hear?
We recognise Benny and the Jets and when the Saints go marching in.
Yep.
Haven't a clue on the others.
We also heard Dolphins, Tim Buckley for the Miami Dolphins, and Where Have All the Cowboys Gone? Paula Cole. Well spotted. All contain NFL teams in their titles. Back to you, Beaks. For
I
the Horned
suppose it'll be
Viper.
the Horned Viper.
Hide porn rev is the Horned Viper question. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Oh, are these are David Williams novels. David Williams novels.
You sure?
Yeah, go for it. Let's go.
David Williams novels.
I'm afraid not. So I'm going to show the next two clues to the detectives for a possible bonus point.
They've all won the prize for children's literature. Carnegie, is it?
No, they may have all won prizes, but not all the same one. Gangster Granny is a David Walliams novel. The Butterfly Lion is Michael Morpurgo. The Selfish Giant, Oscar Wilde. They are children's stories in which the title character dies. Sorry for the spoiler there. But yes, that is the connection, is that they have tragic endings. Do you know the Selfish Giant, Oscar Wilde story?
No.
It's a giant dies under a tree, basically, is what
People
happens
feel
then.
sorry for him because he is selfish.
I think he becomes less selfish over the course of the story, then dies anyway. The Butterfly Lion. This is awful. I'm reading these plots. The title character is befriended as an orphan cub, sold to the sub. Then it dies, and then... Right, I'm never reading that. I'm never reading that. At the end of round 1, the detectives have 3 points, the Beaks have 4. Round 2, the sequence is round. The teams may see a maximum of 3 clues because I want to know what will come forth in a sequence. Detectives, you'll be going first again. Which hieroglyph would you like?
Can we have Eye of Horus, please?
Yes, you can. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Okay, what have we CNN? Fox. Fox, which one? Next. That's HBO. So what's that? That's HBO. So we're taking off that, just H. Yes. Hydrogen.
Is an acceptable answer. I'd have preferred Ian Watkins from Steps. But why?
It's going from HBOS to HBO to HB to H.
That's right. HBOS, HBO, HB. I need something representing H. Being more highbrow than us, you chose hydrogen rather than a member of Steps. Back to you, Beaks, for a choice.
Water, please.
Water. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Ready? Metatarsals.
And why would that be?
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
I'll accept it. That's the right puzzle. I think a doctor would tell you that phalanges would be more correct than metatarsals. But you have solved the puzzle. These are, of course...
The bones are corresponding to the bits in the song head, shoulders, knees and toes. So I think your parietal bone is that bit around your temples and eyes.
Yes, the sides and top of the cranium. And the collarbone connects the shoulder blade to the sternum.
Kneecaps.
Yes, patellae. Do you know what that means? Who's the classicist?
Oh, dear.
What does that mean? Do you know?
Well, given the ending, I'd suggest it's a diminutive, so it's a small form of something.
A little pan.
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet? The knees, little pans. 2 girls, 1 on each knee. Phalanges, the bones of the toes. Metatarsals, bones of the foot, I think, really. But you've solved it correctly. Well done. Back to you, detectives, for a choice.
Lion, please.
Lion. OK, what will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please. Right, what is most of the which show in America? One of the late night talk shows. Has it been replaced by James Coren? Yes. If that, we've got nothing better. Without a huge amount of confidence, James Corden.
Is the right answer. Why do you think that might be?
They're the host of a late-night chat show in America, but I can't remember which one.
The Late Late Show. That's right, American talk show from 1995 to the present. What is James Corden's middle name?
It's gone completely from my head.
Do you know?
Alexander?
Kimberly. It's Kimberly. So even though you weren't confident, you were correct, and you may have the points. Well done. Back to you, Beaks, for a choice.
Horned viper, please.
OK. What would come forth in this picture sequence? Here's the first.
Is that London?
Next, please. No. No, 97 was Tony Blair. So then, it's Gordon Brown, quickly.
Do something.
2 seconds.
2017 and
I'm going to stop you there. I'm afraid that is not the right answer, so I'm going to show the third in a sequence for the detectives for a possible bonus point.
Holland.
I can't give you long.
2015 and a picture of a Cameron Highlander.
Nope. What do you think the sequence is?
Is it leaders of the Conservative Party in the year they left? So it would be 2016 and a Cameron Highlander.
It's the year they lost elections. So Heath 74, Major 97. We want then Hague, The Hague 2001, 2005. Howard, Michael Howard. So we've got Howard the Duck there. That is the sequence. It is Tory leaders who lost the general election, and we're going towards Howard. You both bounded too far into the future. But you may have your own question, detectives. Which is it to be?
Can we have 2 reads, please?
Yes, you can. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Different. 31 to 42.
Is the right answer. And why is that?
We think it's the number of prime numbers within that range.
That's exactly right. It's as simple as that. Between 31 and 40, there are 2 prime numbers. One question remains, the twisted flax. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
next, please. The music was the one the best picture. That's fine.
It was originally the stage version.
Next, please. I think so.
Go for it. Let's go for it.
Chicago.
Is the right answer. What is the sequence?
These are musicals that have won Best Picture at the Oscars.
That is exactly right. And why was our question editor disappointed in the spring of 2017?
Because La La Land very nearly won and then didn't.
Exactly so. Even though Moonlight is unarguably the better film, it's not so interesting when you're trying to make sequences in Only Connect. And had La La Land won, as Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway tried to make happen, it would have been so useful for our show. Has there ever been a more embarrassing moment at the Oscars?
Gwyneth Paltrow's crying.
I don't know. She cried. Jennifer Lawrence fell over. There have been terrible speeches, but declaring the wrong thing, and then the people are taking the thing, and then terrible. But the right answer. That means at the end of round 2, the Beaks have 9 points, the detectives have 10. Time now for the wall game. Sorry, Beaks, wrong school. But you do get to go first. Would you like lion or water?
Lion, please.
Lion. You have 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
Catcher is a baseball player.
A channel, a gutter, a trench.
Long on is a cricket fielder. Gully's a fielder. Slip's a fielder. And Point's a fielder. And so is cover. Not gutter. Slip, gully, long on and Point.
A channel, a gully, gutter's a term in bowling.
Creek, culvert.
Gully ditch.
Gully ditch.
And trench.
And also channel, maybe.
So a slip is a item of clothing.
Can I keep trying the
Fine. Okay, so
Butch Cassidy, Pat Garrett.
who
The Cowboys.
Fine.
Long on, gully, slip and cover and Point are all fielding points.
Okay, fine. So
Can we try
This
the
is
long
rather
on,
difficult.
Point, gully,
Fine.
and
So,
slip?
Catch that's a cricket position as well.
Is it? I think it is.
Right, so creek is
That's
fine.
clear.
Oh, wonderful. So creek's a detective. Creek is a river. Ditch is a river area. We've got about half the time. Banish is 2.
Fine.
Okay, fine.
Right,
So,
so
3
Three
lives,
lives,
1
trench.
minute.
slipper, P-E-R at the end. Okay.
Patter.
Lips in there, buttus in there, ban is in there, and cat is in there.
okay, so Postman Pat.
Can we try that as a one which is...
But then there's no link to those words. Is there?
Well,
Okay,
there is,
fine.
but they all contain this another hidden word.
Of
They've all got a short 3-letter word in them. Okay.
so
Reek.
is there a word
Butch
one? So
Cassidy, Butch Cassidy, Pat Garrett,
Pat Cash.
Jonathan Creek.
Butcher.
10 seconds.
Let's just go with something.
Banish, Butch, Slip.
Okay.
That's it. Your lives are up, but you found 2 groups on that horrible wall.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the connections? Cover, gully, point, long on.
The fielding positions in cricket.
That's exactly what they are. And the green group, ditch, gutter, culvert, channel.
They're all things that water drain through.
They're conduits for water. And what about the groups you didn't find? Let's resolve the wall. There you go. Catcher, slip, pat, boy.
Yeah, I don't. Things that are best.
No. Now, you mentioned Butch Cassidy earlier.
Yeah.
It's cow, like cowboy. Cowboy, cow pat, cow slip, cow
that's
catcher is
ironic.
something to do with a train.
Oh, yeah, it's in the front of the car.
cow
isn't it?
at the beginning of all of them. And the last turquoise group, trench, butch, creek, banish.
You put the letters ER at the end of them to make.
I think creaker is not quite
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not sure about that one.
This is what it is. You can change the first letter to make a language. French, Dutch, Greek, Danish.
Wow.
Unlucky. But you did find 2 groups and give me the connections. That's a total of 4. Okay. Let's bring in their opponents now, give them the other connecting wall, the water wall, see how they get on. You have 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
Okay, should we start going for some of them? Okay, what else is there? Okay, that's in heraldry. Is there anything else that's heraldry?
Anemone.
Anemone is a plant and a...
Is that heraldry?
Well, are the plants here? Why would the plants be? What are
And
the
the
plants?
girls' names as well, obviously all over the place.
Yeah. I think we need to work out what's...
Sea anemone. Sea
cucumber. Sea gooseberry? Sea violet?
Sea lily.
Okay.
3 lives now.
Ben Sinister, Pale Fire.
We think those are both heraldry.
Coren?
Yeah.
Is this Downton Abbey? I don't watch it, but there's
Coren, Edith, Mary, and
so what would the other ones be?
Violet, I think.
What would these other ones be? They're books by Nabokov, aren't they?
Lolita.
Lolita, definitely.
Coren,
So
Edith, Mary.
so we think that might be Violet, and those would all be Nabokov. Do we think?
Yeah.
Really?
Let's see if it's right first. It's not. So what else could be? That must be a novel. If they are novels, that must be a novel.
Yeah, that is a novel.
Lolita's not. There's no Lolita in Downton, so. Okay, so we've
Is there an
tried.
Isabel in Downton? I'm just trying
Is there a Cora in that?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a Mary, Edith, and Cora. These we did.
Violet before, so
really
should be Isabel.
Violet, yeah.
Okay. Let me try that Lolita.
There's no Lolita in Downton, is there? So it's got to be one of
It's called
these.
a red herring.
Could be, couldn't it? Or it could be Mary. It could be. Should we go for one of these?
You've got time to think about it, so don't worry. So are these both?
We tried to.
No.
We haven't tried that.
Should we go for this? I don't really get any further.
That's it. That is your 3 lives. But you found 2 groups, and can you tell me the connection in the first one, starting lilac?
They're all shades of purple.
All shades of purple. And the green group, lily, cucumber, anemone, gooseberry.
If you put C in front of them, you get a different sort of organism.
You can put C in front of all of them. And you can still get points for the connections, so let's resolve the wall. There you go. Mary, Bend Sinister, Pale Fire, Lolita.
We think these must be Nabokov works.
They are novels by Vladimir Nabokov. And the last group, Violet, Edith, Cora, Isabel.
These are Downton Abbey characters.
They are the characters from Downton Abbey, and Mary was the red herring.
Was the red herring.
So 2 points for the groups and 4 for the connections. That's a total of 6. Let's have a look at the scores going into the final round. The Beaks have 13 points. The detectives have 16 points. So it's quite close and the outcome will be decided in the missing vowels round. Fingers on buzzers teams. The first group of disguise clues are all things you might do if you're angry. Beaks.
Rant and rave.
Correct. Detectives.
Scream blue murder.
Correct. Beaks.
Foam at the mouth.
Correct. Detectives.
Go through the roof.
Correct. Next category, long-form names of countries. Detectives.
Kingdom of Denmark.
Yes, it is. Beaks.
Commonwealth of Australia.
Correct. Well, this is horrible. It's plurinational state of Bolivia. Next clue. And this one is Federation of St Christopher and Nevis. Next category, things people say when shaking hands. Beaks.
How do you do?
Correct. Beaks.
Pleased to meet you.
Lovely. Beaks.
Well played.
Yes, indeed. Beaks.
Congratulations.
Very good. Next category, old terms for doctors. Detectives.
Quack.
Correct. No time to tell me that the answer to that is leech because the bell has gone for the end of the quiz. And I can tell you that the Beaks have 20 points, the detectives have 20 points. It's a tie-break. No. We haven't had one of those in this series so far. How tense. Teams, I will remind you that the rules of a tie-break are there will be one decisive clue. It is captains only. The other team members will not contribute. Captains, you buzz in when you think you know the answer. If you're right, you automatically win the quiz. If you're wrong, you automatically forfeit the quiz. So, fingers on buzzers, captains. Good luck. The tiebreaker clue is coming in now. Detectives?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Is the right answer. Very well done. Oh, my goodness, what a close one. You are through to the next round. Beaks, I'm so sorry. What an incredibly likeable team. One of my absolute favourites from the series. I'm really sorry you're going. And it couldn't have been closer. I think you knew the answer there.
Yeah, I was... Yeah, same time.
Fraction of a second too late, but you've done brilliantly. You've done almost equally brilliantly. Very well done. That's right, there are no losers here, apart from those guys. Goodbye.